guys, today we're working on the Cobalt some more, as you can see, and what we're doing is building an exhaust system. So I've already taken the old system off. You can see parts of it over there, parts of it over there. So what I've done already is I've taken the flange, cut it off this exhaust, fit it into this 3-inch pipe or tube, and welded it on. So I got it like right in there like that. Looks pretty good. So the next thing to do is to kind of line it up with the old exhaust like this, and then figure out where we got to cut it. So we got to cut it somewhere probably here, and then we have this U-bend, which is going to mimic this, obviously. And then once that's welded, then it has to get put back in the car and then kind of figure out our next bend. From the factory, it kind of goes this way and then it kind of turns back, and I don't know if it really needs that turn back. So it might go 90 again. And then of course we have to go over the axle and to the muffler. So I'm gonna cut this and then we'll figure it out. All right, so I cut this one shorter. I cut this one to an angle. And so now this will fit on here and get welded. And it's basically the same angle as that one. Then the exhaust has to turn, and then it's got to go over the diff, axle, whatever, which might be a little tricky because here's kind of the original piece. That's where the muffler was. So then it's kind of got to go up and over. So yeah, we got to figure that out. That might be a little more on the tricky side. For the muffler, we went with the Dynomax Ultraflow, which is the same one I have on the S10 and the same one that I have on the Nova. I don't think anyone's ever put one like this on a Cobalt, so we'll see how it sounds. Hopefully it sounds good. I'm also getting rid of the resonator, so it will be louder, I guess. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. It's a lot cheaper to do this than to buy a totally done up exhaust, because they're pretty expensive. So this is a cheaper way to do it, and hopefully it sounds good and works good. That's all welded up now, and then what I got to do now, I cut the hanger off the old exhaust, and now I pretty much have it transferred onto the new exhaust, and then I'll have to weld it on. And then hopefully when I put the exhaust up there, it should hang just like perfect factory. That's on there. So now what we're gonna have to do is put it in the car, hang it from this hanger, and then figure out our next move for the next bend. All right, so I got it hanging up in there. We'll go underneath and we'll take a look at it. I brought the light. Oh, it's so dirty under here. Okay, so there you can see where it bolts to the downpipe, and then there's where the hanger is. Now I think this hanger actually is supposed to kind of hold the exhaust like that. Right now it's kind of, because it's just kind of a hanger there. There is some other hangers at the back that I guess hold it up higher. And so the next thing is we got to figure out this next bend, which I think something like that is going to work. Well, as you can see, from the factory, it kind of went here and then turned back. So I don't know if I should just shorten this pipe and have this go straight towards here, kind of like that, or if I should still have that, like I could angle cut it even and have it kind of go like that and then point towards there. Something like that. And then there's also gonna be a V-band clamp probably somewhere around here that's gonna hold the tailpipe area so that it's easy to remove, because like to get the exhaust off now I ended up having to cut it into 3 pieces just to get it off. So I'm gonna have to kind of come up with my plan for here, and then this will get welded together and we'll work our way to the back. I pulled the exhaust off again. So as you can see, kind of this is what I'm gonna go for here, but I have to shorten this pipe probably like 1 inch or 2 just to pull this back And I think that should be pretty good to get me at the axle. And then probably from this piece, I'm gonna have to go up and then put the V-band and then go kind of again and then straight. So it shouldn't be too bad. Like I said, I have lots of bends, so I should be good. I also bought this not that long ago, and it actually works really good for smoothing things out. I kind of used it on here to smooth out this and make sure it was nice and round. And it actually works pretty nice. So what I'm gonna do now is put this in the cutter, cut off like about 2 inches, and then I'll put everything back in and retest fit it, and hopefully it fits, and then I can tack this together or weld it. This will have to get shortened up, and then we'll put another angle onto that. Sparks out of my eyes. And this is not plugged in. That probably would help, eh? And so this piece should fit on there like that, and that should be good. Let's put it back in the car and see. And I think I don't know, I tacked this on, but I could, see that can't really go up any higher because it would hit the floor, but this one I could go up a bit, except it wouldn't, like it would tilt up, but I mean, I guess there it would still be where it is, which isn't necessarily too low, it's just, it's also a big exhaust compared to what was on there. So then what I'm thinking here is possibly cutting here, and then I have to have a piece that's gonna go like up. And then it has to go kind of up into this area and then turn and go back down again, which is kind of how the original one went. So here's the original one. So imagine that's the part that I just welded on, and then there's like a 90 up, kind of on an angle, and then another one that goes down, and then another one that goes straight, because we have to get it up and over the axle, but also high as possible to give us enough clearance, you know, for the axle to go up and down without hitting, right? Just trying to think of the best way to do this. So like these 90s, I could cut it straight and then it goes basically straight up. But if I cut it over here, then it's like more of an angle, which is kind of what I need. So I think I might cut this one, and then I'll end up cutting that shorter by like 3 or 4 inches, and then test fitting it again. I have this wood piece, which I just dropped on the ground. So I have this short piece, and I'll show you what my idea is, or what my plan is, I think. Okay, so there's the exhaust. I got it tucked up a little higher. My idea is to, how am I going to do this? Okay. So my idea is to put this on like this, kind of on a bit of an angle, like so. That's going to go up into there. And then I got that other piece, which I'll go back over there. I got this piece, and this piece, if I go this way and this way, like that, basically, goes this way over the axle, and then kind of starts to come down, and then most of this will get cut off. All right, so I kind of didn't film a bunch of stuff, which I probably should have, but not much more than what I had showed you guys before. So after I cut that piece, I put it up in there, and it fit really good. This hanger I'm gonna have to weld on. And then I ended up just cutting this piece here, so like a slight bend. It goes into the muffler, And then the muffler goes back, then there's a little piece of tube, and then the tip, which is a 4-inch Dynomax tip, and the 4-inch or 3-inch Dynomax muffler. So you'll see here that it goes nice. So I still have to make some hangers for the into the factory hangers. Now I have the old muffler, so I can cut those hangers off, but I might just end up making some. And then here you can see, you know, I just kind of tacked it together with my MIG welder, which has no gas in it right now, but just kind of half decent. And then you can see the V-band is right there. And it looks like there's a fair bit of clearance between the exhaust and the chassis axle thingamabob. That's totally mocked up. The only problem is I ran out of argon, so I can't do any of the welding today. So we're gonna have to continue this video probably in a day or two. So we'll see you then. Hey, what's up guys? So it's a few days later. I went and got the argon filled. The argon, not the argon, argon. And now I'm gonna weld up this V-band. I took it off, weld up this V-band, weld it up here, weld it up here. And then I already welded kind of the back piece. Really hot, probably still. But there I welded up that one. So that's the one that goes from the V-band to the muffler. And then I'm still gonna have to weld this here. And I'm gonna have to weld the muffler on to this pipe. And also the hangers. I'm gonna have to cut the hangers probably off this muffler right here. And weld them onto the old one, or I'll just make some new ones out of some round bar or something. I'm gonna weld this stuff, and I'll come back when that stuff's welded. And then once that stuff's welded, we can put that piece can go on basically for good. And then we can fit that back piece, realign everything, tack the muffler on, and that tailpipe piece, and then weld everything up. All right, so I got all that welded, and now I put the muffler back in. I ended up welding the tip part on. I mean, the tip here itself is separate. It can be moved around. But I welded this, and then I tacked on this piece, and I'm gonna weld this piece right here. I just tacked it with the MIG to hold it together. And then I got the whole front half of the exhaust is on. As you can see, it's just held up with a bottle jack right there for now, because I still have to put the hangers on after. So I'm gonna weld this last weld here, and then we'll put the exhaust on, and then we'll figure out where hangers need to go. I know one gets welded to somewhere around here, and then I also got to put two at the back. So we'll have to either make some or cut them off that other muffler. So I'll weld this, and then we'll throw this on. Old piece of a hanger right there. I'll just weld that on. All right, guys. So there it is. So there's the this light. There's the tip. How it looks on there. Showing the camera, it looks huge, but I don't think it's that bad. It's a 4-inch tip, but it goes down to like 3-inch once it gets inside. And then here, there's the muffler. So there's the hanger, and then one on the other side. And then there's the exhaust. So the V-band is right here. So I can take the exhaust off if need be easily. And then there's the rest of it. So that's how to build an exhaust without spending $600-700 bucks, I guess you could say. And let's just hope it sounds good. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this one. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Check you later.
God, I can't fucking make my mind work. Tony, give me a towel for just a minute, please. That I'm blinded by that fucking hot light. Goddamn son of a bitch! What do you mean I'm gonna fall off the fucking thing? Fuck. Just keep running. Bullshit. I'm gonna slate this fucker. Alright, I haven't got time to mark this motherfucker. Here we go again. We can't hear anybody. Nobody can talk to anybody. Still speeding. Well, turn the fucking thing off, you dumbass.